What's up, everybody? Coach Stefan here. I'm with one of our clients, RJ, that's been in the program for about 3 months. It's had really good progress so far. So, can you give people a little bit of background on who you are, what you do for work, what your home life looks like? That way, they know who we're chatting with.
Sounds good. My name is RJ Hainey. I am a police officer in Houston. My background, I have a little bit of background with the Army. I've been in the Army for about 17 years, still in the reserves. So I still do that weekend warrior stuff. Um, my household is crazy. I have three little ones, 5, 2, and a 5-month old. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah, crazy house, right? And
crazy
you're right in the realm of a lot of people we work with, military, law enforcement. So, walk me through like where you were. Yeah, like you've been in, you joined, this is like mid-August, so we're doing this, and you joined
house.
like at the beginning of May.
Yeah, yeah.
Walk me through like where you were, both mentally and physically, and what like prompted you to even seek for some help in the first place.
So I mean, I can admit that I was not, I wasn't in a good place physically or mentally. Um, Definitely on the physical side, I was the heaviest I ever was. I mean, I was pushing 240, and so that really, like, it just sticks a knife in you, especially whenever, I mean, I was an athlete in high school, and then in college, and it's just to go from that standard and then to where I was at,
Yeah.
physically just hurt, and then mentally, I was depressed because I wasn't able to do my day to day things, like getting up and being active with the kids, and when the wife wants to go for a run, and I'm just like, I need to, I want to sleep.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I was not in a good place.
Yeah. Well, let's future pace a little bit. What do you weigh right now? You started at like 240.
So I weighed myself this morning, and I am flirting right there at 216 because I I had a good weekend. I cheated a
Yeah.
little bit this weekend, but I'm getting back down there. Like, and my goal is 215 right now, and then we'll set a new goal. Ryan will set
Yeah.
me a new goal, but I haven't hit 215 yet. I've hit like 215.7.
Yeah.
Just need to get
Let's,
past there.
I mean, like 25 pounds in 3 months. Like that's
Yeah,
good, right? You said the first month you lost like 11 pounds.
yeah. First month I lost like crazy weight.
Yeah. That's
Crazy
awesome.
weight.
Yeah, man. I mean, 3 months in, 25 pounds down. I mean, you've seen our community too. Like, uh,
Yeah.
there's other people. The process works, and obviously it's a custom program, but it's a litmus to test to two things. Number one, like your effort. You're the one
Yeah.
that's doing it. And also just the coach is kind of guiding you. Cause you mentioned before we started recording this that you I mean, walk me through what you were saying before about like how you had to cut weight, but you ended up trying to do it on your own, and you basically went to like fasting and restrictive diet, but it didn't even work. Now you've actually eaten more. It's not as restrictive. Walk me through
Yeah.
that process.
Yeah. So I had an opportunity to go to a school in the Army, and I needed to cut weight. I need it because it was one of those, hey, we have a school for you and you can go in 2 weeks, but you need to pass height and weight. Like, all right. And I tried to cut out all the fast food. I tried to cut out food in general,
Yeah.
which put me just, I mean, I was miserable. Like, you could ask wife,
Yeah.
it was not a fun experience.
Angry all the time.
Angry all the time. And then, like, I just didn't have any energy. I didn't have anything. Like, I didn't feel like
Yeah.
doing anything. Trying to go for a run, like, just felt disastrous. Um, yeah, and I didn't lose anything. Like my wife like would tape me around my midsection and where I needed to be taped, and like I lost absolutely nothing after trying to do that for like a week, and it was a horrendous experience.
Yeah. Yeah. And we see that a lot too with this community specifically. And I say this community because I know a lot, how you guys are in a good way. And you're like, I'll suffer. Like, let's
Yeah.
go. So
Yep.
it's okay to just do these like really restrictive, ultra like white knuckle things, but honestly, they don't work. And when you understand the human body and how adaptable it is, like, sure, you fast for a day, it could help, but you start
Yeah.
doing like, these like no eating super restrictive. if you've been training for a few years, your body's pretty adaptive, and probably what happened to you is like glycogen storage dropped,
Yep.
blood sugar, all this stuff. You felt like crap, and you just suffered for nothing.
Yep.
And I know when you first came to us, you were a little bit lost on like, okay, how do I put everything together? Like,
Yeah.
I work as a cop. I have three little ones. My wife works, I am in the reserves. Like, how do I even do like training and nutrition for my lifestyle? How's that experience been? Because I think a lot of people that have families are afraid we're going to make you train 7 days a week,
Oh
only
man.
eat chicken, broccoli, and rice.
Yeah. Man, the experience is just like I said, the knowledge base that I got from not only just the coaches and the programming, um, of how to eat, what to eat, when to work out. Like, I mean, to tell you, like, my energy level has gone up, my desire to eat better, because like I've noticed it's when I eat better, I feel better.
Oh yeah.
And just that experience. I mean, like I work nights, right? So even when we go out to eat, it's typically like a Denny's or an IHOP. I mean, and I used to order like the worst thing on the menu, like sodium with like 250 milligram or 250,000, 2,500 milligrams of like sodium. It's just like, wow, I ate that. And now it's like I'm getting egg whites and like, just, hey, grill me up a chicken breast and plop
Yeah.
it on the plate, and I mean, it's just yeah, it's been crazy.
Yeah. And I know it's a little bit like when I was in the military, I went through things where you'll still go out with the guys and they don't give a crap what they're eating, right? They're
Yeah,
like,
oh
get
yeah,
this. And at
yeah,
first, you might get a little bit of like poking, like, oh, you're not going to eat this. But here's
yeah,
the thing, you're feeling better. They're still staying where they are, right? You're feeling better. You're losing weight. I know you posted in the community a picture of like your kids looking up to you and seeing what
oh
you're
yeah,
doing too. So now, you're setting even a better example. I'm sure you're already setting a great example, but even a better example for your kids and your wife. And you're like, look, I'm taking care of myself. I'm healthy. I'm the leader. I'm setting a place and a precedence of like, even if you're a dad, even if you work full time, you can be healthy, right?
oh
Because I
yeah,
tell other dads the last thing you want to set your kids, you don't have to say anything, just
oh
actions.
yeah,
It's like, well, yeah, when you become a dad, you get fat, you get a dad bod, you get all these things, and it's like you're putting in the work and you're turning the page, right? And making
yeah.
it different.
I mean, I was totally that dad. I was that guy. It's like, hey, I mean, I had three kids. It's like, hey, I got a dad bod now, and I accepted it for a time. But like the availability of being able to like move my workouts around, I mean, adjust the programming to like my schedule. I mean, it has helped me astronomically. Like, I mean, I think I told you like when we first had our initial interview, and,
Mhm.
and it's like I'd get that motivation. I'd go to my garage and be like, I don't know what to do. I
Yeah.
can just sit there and I'll just be like, all right, I guess I'm gonna do chest today, or I guess I'll do squats today, and just the availability to substitute stuff, move certain days. Like if I have to, I mean, the hurricane was probably the best example. I mean, there was like 6 or 7 days where like I couldn't get a workout in because it was 12 to 16 hour shifts every day.
Yeah.
You know? And then like but I still had so much energy because I was trying to eat right.
Mhm.
You know, I might not have gotten the workout in, but I was doing work on the other side.
Yeah. Yeah. And that the adaptability and flexibility is one of the key components to our program. And we know who we work with, right? You guys, cops, firefighters, EMTs, you know, you know this firsthand. Like you picked a crazy job. Like that's
Yeah.
it. And so it's one of those things where you can still have structure and accountability, but it doesn't mean structure has to necessarily be repetition. So they're like,
Yeah.
hey, every day I work out at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
It would be awesome, but
It'd
that
be
might not
awesome.
be the scenario. And so what happens is we want that, like, right? As humans, we thrive like 9 a.m. I'm at the gym. That's great. But as soon as we're like, oh, 9, then 4, whatever. And then we also have to think of what we're doing when we're there. And it
Yep.
ends up being like easier to just not do it because you're
Yep.
already you have all this going on versus it's like, hey, no, you might work out at a different time some days, but when you go, and on the
Yeah.
app, you can look, hey, what do I have tomorrow? And you start kind of
Yep.
playing it in your head. Okay, cool. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to do this. Then you get there and you look again. Okay, I'm going to do this. And just those like playbook repetition in your head even before you do it helps you get in, execute, get out.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
So
like just like the videos that you have for every workout. Like it's, if I haven't done anything or if I need to make sure that I have that equipment, like being able to watch that before actually going in there and like sitting out there and trying to do it has just been so helpful.
yeah, that's good. That's good that you've kind of had more, like you have that system going. And I tell
Yeah,
people like, hey, first couple weeks figuring it out, it's a new app, but once you get in the groove of it, you'll know what to do. And trust me, I program myself on the app. I'll let my program, kind of like expire. And then I'm like, oh, I'll go kind of do it. And every time I go wing it, even me as a coach,
yeah,
it's like about 5, 6 days. And I'm like, oh, I missed this. Oh, I didn't hit my adductors. Like, got to go
yeah,
back and follow it. And so
yeah,
following something structure helps. And I'm glad it's been adaptable because you've still been super consistent as much as you can, but
yeah,
also the flexibility that is there. So that's
yeah.
awesome. Obviously, you've had really good results. Let's talk on the just experience and customer service side because you've never worked with a coach before this, right?
Never,
I'm sure
never.
you had a little bit of reservations. I know when I got on and talked to you and your wife, you're like, not grilling me, but you're like, hey, what's this? And you had really good
Yeah,
questions because there's so many online coaches out there and everybody says they're great and everybody says they can help
yeah.
you. What were maybe some of your reservations before working with Pursuit?
Oh man, uh, man. I mean, I guess some of the reservations was just like, I mean, it's like, are you just trying to get me to join your program just to, get the client and
Yeah.
get the numbers and whatnot? I mean, that was a reservation. Um, but for me, like, I don't think I ever heard of anybody doing like an online interview with a client. It's like, hey, you always see them. It's like, hey, just sign up and we'll
Yeah.
send you the app and here's your password and stuff like that. So like for me, like the reservation was just, it was, am I just spending money just to spend money?
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And to have like, I mean, literally to have like an interview to see if the program will actually, they like, if I actually fit the program too, to me was like, all right, yes, this is something that is not for everybody. And it's like like I wanted to be accepted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I mean, you were on the call with your wife. Like, I'm not twisting your arm, man. You got to
Yeah.
be, it has to be something where you're at and it's not for everybody. I actually
Yeah.
don't want it to be for everybody because we can't take on thousands of people. It'll water down the program. We want it to
Yeah.
be how it is right now. You have a
Yeah.
coach, they're there. It's very hands-on. It's very
Yeah.
collaborative. Why? Well, because it freaking works. And I
Yeah.
don't want to change it. Yeah, man, I told you we're selective about who we work with and not because I'm on a high horse and we're too
No.
good. It's because I want to make sure that if we work with you, I could look you in your eyes and be like, you'll do very well, which is what I told
Yeah.
you. And you
Yeah.
have, 3 months in. What would you say? I mean, how's the experience been? That's one reservation I hear a lot is like, okay, cool. This guy sat down and did an interview with you, but like,
Yeah.
I'm afraid that my coach won't communicate with me or they won't work with you. How's just the like customer service been from your coach and working
My
with the team?
gosh. My like it's like being able to like just text a friend, really. Like the experience, like if I ever had any questions, I mean, there was one where we changed workouts. Like I think we hit our 2 weeks and we went to another phase of the plan, and I didn't have that equipment. And like so, like that day of, like I'm looking at it, I'm going like, well, man, I don't have that equipment. And I mean to tell you, like I was able to just message Ryan on the app, and it's within I would say 15-20 minutes, man. I like he was on it. He's like, hey man, I'll switch it out. Don't worry about it. If you ever have anything like this, gave me options to, you know, if it ever comes up again, like, hey, do this, you can substitute. And that's where I got to learn a little bit more about the app too. But man, like the customer service has just been, I mean, 10 out of 10. I don't think I expected that,
Yeah.
honestly.
Well, that's
Like,
good.
yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah, we're on the coaches a lot about being super attentive to you guys. We get it that you're investing your hard-earned money and your time and your effort. I know it's towards you, but like you going
Yeah.
to the gym is taking time away from your family, although it's a really good investment. And
Yeah.
so if you're going to take time away from four of your loved ones, cool. I think it's necessary, but you better maximize it. And you
Yeah.
better go in there and execute and do the things you need to do. So you could be like, Dad got it done. Thank you. Cool. Hugs, love. Right. And so that's awesome. And I appreciate that feedback. And that's what I want to hear. I want to hear that we're, over delivering,
Oh
right,
yeah.
with what we can have. And the last thing I appreciate you jumping on is, you got to talk a little bit to the other cop, because we talk to a lot every day in the messages, and
Yeah.
I think a lot of them have reservations, which they should.
Yeah.
Online can be a place where you don't know who can help you. Everybody has doubts, but what would you say to somebody else, maybe another law enforcement or first responder that has a family and is in kind of the position that you were in? Like, they're not happy, if they're being honest, they're not happy with their body.
Yeah.
They're feeling low energy, but they just like don't know if they can do it and make it work.
Man, um, I mean, you said it at the beginning, like you can't do it by yourself. And I know that's how I probably looked at it is at the beginning. It's like, well, I'm a police officer, or I'm that alpha mentality. It's like I
Mm,
can do everything on my own. And just by reaching out and having a community that supports you and a coach that supports you, not to mention your significant others,
yeah, it's huge.
um, it is you can do it. Like it is such an awesome feeling to have that support, which it's I told myself it's like, oh no, I don't need any of that. And man, when you get to that low, and then you're able to just see what's on the other side of the fence in the sense of the community and the people that want to like help you. I like all I can say is like jump in with both feet, man.
Yeah,
It's just because of the job, the schedule, everything like that. Like, you think that I can't work for you? No, it will. Like
yeah.
it's adaptive to you, and it has just been amazing.
I love it, dude. That's makes made my whole day.
Yeah,
I'll add one note and piggyback off that. RJ said it well, guys. Like, I get it. I get it. We're dudes, got a lot of pride. We want to do it our own. And like, there's times in your life where you absolutely should, and you should not ask for help the first time, or maybe the first
yeah,
couple times, and you got to
yeah.
muscle through it. But like, if you've been unsuccessful for like 2, 3 times a year, 2 years, 3 years, dude, like every
Yep.
time that you say no to getting help, you're delaying that goal and making it that much harder to reach, right?
Hmm.
Like, it does not make you any less of a man or any less cool, whatever. You're on a police force. You think it's just you? No, it's not. You call for backup if you need it. You know, just like in the military, you are a unit and you're stronger as a unit. That doesn't take your individualism away. Doesn't mean you're weak. Because here's the thing, too, you're actually in a way better spot. You're
Yeah,
mentally, physically stronger. You feel good. Who cares if somebody had to help you? Like, I've
yep,
I've told you this. I've had fitness coaches. I've had business coaches. I've had people in other areas of my life that I'm like, oh, you know more, you're more wise because I'm not the smartest, best person. Sweet,
yep,
please teach me. And so it can be hard to kind of be a sponge and invest your time and money and effort. But that's why we do these interviews, to show you guys, like, dude, these are real people that are on the other side that were scared and had
yep,
reservations and were like, oh, I don't know, but they did it. And you did a great job, man. You did jump both feet in. I asked you, hey, if you do this, we got to be both feet. And you were
yep,
3 months in, 25 pounds down, feel better, more confidence. And also thank your spouse for me, because I know she's been a super supportive
yep,
um, ride or die on this. And that's a big thing too. We
yeah.
want to make sure you guys have that support system at home, because we are there with you. We're communicating with you, but also making sure that you're on the same wavelength, which sounds like that's actually really helped for you guys too right now.
Oh yeah, hands down.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool, man. Well, I appreciate it, dude. It means a lot for you to do this interview, and I know it's going to help somebody else that's maybe a little bit on the edge. So thank you.
Anytime, man.
Yeah.
Anytime.